Going to Middle Point School in Middle Point, Ohio was quite an interesting experience, and immediately the first person I tried to walk up to and talk about it very just kind of grimaced at me and walked in the house, closed the door.
But when I was at the restaurant trying to talk to the girl that worked there, she's like, I don't want to talk about it, I know nothing about that building. We couldn't figure out, why does nobody in this little town want to talk about this school?
And I'm standing out in the parking lot, car pulls up, guy gets out, it's the owner of the building. One of the things he had mentioned was that there were bodies they had found there.
And supposedly they were dumped all over the building. Do you know who dropped the bodies off here?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Where were the bodies kept when they were dropped off here? Where'd they hide them?
Like I'm gonna answer. Scott, yeah. And out of the corner of my eye, up in the actual auditorium section where people would sit, I catch a very tall, lanky shadow.
See me. From the moment you walk through those front doors into that building, there's this sense that you are not wanted here. And based on what happens throughout the rest of this night... Ow, did you hear that?
What?
I just got scratched.
Oh dude, holy shit.
We definitely were not wanted here.
My name is Scott McCafferty, and I'm a mental health professional by day and a paranormal investigator by night. Over the past 11 years, I've been learning to take the skill set of helping others and apply it to my ongoing investigations into the paranormal. With an assortment of friends and family, I am on a mission to contact the echoes of history and potentially solve the mysteries they left behind.
Now, one of the limitations we had about this investigation is when we did the tour of the building, our tour guide, Mike, didn't want to tell us the history of the place. His thought process, and you run into this every so often between different investigators, is they don't want to tell you too much because they're afraid that it's going to bias you from being able to get legitimate evidence later.
So going to Middle Point School in Middle Point, Ohio was quite an interesting experience. I got to the building kind of early and I seen some people out, mowing the grass, walking the dog. So I was like, it'd be a great opportunity to talk to some of the locals, maybe get to hear their, if they have any stories about the building. And immediately the first person I tried to walk up to and talk about it very just kind of grimaced at me and walked in the house, closed the door. So I go try to talk to someone else, and pretty much the same treatment.
Not only did Rex get blown off by multiple people in the neighborhood, but when I was at the restaurant trying to talk to the girl that worked there, she's like, I don't want to talk about it, I know nothing about that building. The other restaurant I was at, I went in and I talked to a couple of the waitresses that worked there, and they wouldn't even talk to me about the building. It's like it didn't exist. Rex and I were talking, we couldn't figure out, why does nobody in this little town want to talk about this school? What is so important about the school that people would seem almost afraid to talk to us?
So Scott goes in to do his isolation, and I'm standing out in the parking lot, car pulls up, guy gets out, it's the owner of the building. And we kind of started talking back and forth about history, about the movie they shot at the building. And one of the things he had mentioned was that there were bodies they had found there.
And supposedly they were dumped all over the building. We don't really know any specific locations. We don't know if they ever caught the guy who was doing it. We don't know if they were murdered and then dropped here or if they were murdered in the building. Now it's starting to make a lot of sense why people don't want to talk about what happened here.
So during our research, we were unable to conclude that there were any bodies here. We haven't found any police reports or any newspaper clippings, so we cannot confirm that at this time.
When we first heard about this location and we started doing research into the property, one of the things we found out is there was one confirmed death that supposedly happened here. It was a janitor who supposedly died in an explosion down in the boiler room sometime in the 1930s or 1940s.
In the building's history, at first it was a seminary. For those of you who don't know, a seminary is a school for like preachers, nuns, pastors. Then the building transitioned into a professional school. So you would have doctors, lawyers, those more professional, skilled jobs. And then last but not least, it became a normal school, which is just kind of another word for public school.
So I've done this for a long time, and I can tell you honestly, I think I've been blessed by going to places that for the most part you feel very welcomed, it feels very comfortable. You never get the sense that you really feel like you're in any sort of danger. But then you come to a place like a Middle Point School. From the moment you walk through those front doors into that building, there's the sense that you are not wanted here. And based on what happens throughout the rest of this night, we definitely were not wanted here.
So the first thing we did when we got there was an isolation experiment. So during our tour guide Mike said that whenever you're in this building by yourself, it kind of takes on a completely different, essence or vibe. Alrighty guys, this is Rex Tracy. I'm at the Middle Point School, Middle Point, Ohio. Right now I am doing a solo investigation. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a found footage thing. Let's go. So right here is the auditorium. We're gonna start out with a cat ball, and then I'm gonna run EVP. Hello, my name is Rex, and I have brought you guys a toy, actually. So I finally go to start my isolation. I'm excited to do this. Get down to the gymnasium, and my camera just completely blacks out, dead. Alrighty guys, this is Rex Tracy at the Middle Point School. I'm doing an isolation right now. I am currently the only one in the building. Right now we're gonna start down in the auditorium. I have a cat ball down there already. Go back down the steps for attempt number 2. No more than 30 seconds into it, same exact thing. I'm attempting to do my isolation for the 3rd time. Every time I've started, we've been having some camera issues. So I am going to, hopefully this time, be able to keep recording. Hoping the microphone caught that. I definitely am hearing footsteps right now. All right, so I'm gonna run an EVP real quick, and then we're gonna do a live review. Starting EVP, Rex Auditorium. The device in front of me will help me hear your voice. All right, stopping EVP. I'm gonna do a live review real quick.
Starting EVP, Rex Auditorium, isolation.
All right, so it doesn't seem like we got anything on that particular EVP. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually try to stir something up. So these chairs are kind of in a circle. I'm gonna move this one over, and I'm gonna simulate a game of Duck, Duck, Goose. Oh, you like Duck, Duck, Goose? So, stand over here. That should have went off by now. Oh, thank you. Can you make that light up again? That didn't light up any time of those stomps or me moving the chair. So I'm gonna leave that ball there for you. And I'll tell you what, if you make it light up, I'll bring you back a treat.
Okay, my turn. Rex is currently outside. I am in here completely by myself. So I decided to go up to the dark room, and we don't really know why it's called the dark room. It's just that's what it's called. And supposedly this is the biggest hotspot that's in the building. Multiple people have confirmed if you're gonna get something activity-wise, it's gonna be in this room. So we set up a static camera to go ahead and view this room while we were in different parts of the building investigating. And almost immediately, this camera started catching our motion balls going off on their own. So this happens multiple times. I'm talking over almost 24 times in the course of 3.5 hours. These motion balls are set off by something. These motion balls, or cat balls is what they're more commonly referred to, only go off if something touches them or if something knocks into around them and creates a vibration that sets them off. Cat ball's going off. Can you turn that off? I'm not moving right now. That thing's going off. Can you turn that off, please? Please? Can you make the item next to it go off? Thank you. Now we're going to test this. Nope. It's not going off now. Can you show yourself on camera, please? Can I take your picture? I just felt the floor shake. I'm getting some serious goosebumps. I just felt the floor shake. Hello? I'm getting the sense you don't want me to sit down. Are you trying to get me to leave the room? All right. Let's reset the room. Okay. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
We're going up to the dark room.
Yep. That was screwed in. So this is not an isolated incident. Throughout this entire night, things like this were happening nonstop. It was this camera, then it was this camera, and then it was the different audio devices that we had. We had pieces that were falling off cameras. We had a static camera that was looking at the gymnasium that all of a sudden the sound just completely died out for no reason. I have never had in my life this many technical issues when I've been doing a paranormal investigation. Seriously, it was screwed in.
I hope I didn't turn this off right before it did.
This was going. I don't know if this caught the audio. Is this rolling?
Yeah, this is rolling now.
Don't stop recording.
I stopped recording for the split second, so it wasn't just you fixing that?
I've got over 16 hours to film that the footage that thing can hold.
Okay.
Just record everything.
Okay.
Hello? Anybody here? I tell you I was hearing voices over here. Hello? All right, we're coming up.
I think I just caught another female's voice on this, Scott, through the headphones.
Could you make out anything it was saying?
Too faint.
Hello? Anybody in here? Hello? We heard you talking. Anybody up here with us? Can you tell us where you are? Make like a really big knocking sound. Oh, watch your step. Make like a really big knocking sound.
Can you make it a loud knock like this? You want to play a game of Marco Polo?
I heard that. I don't know what it was, but it was a weird sound. The f is that?
That sounded like a squeaky door hinge.
Oh. Spot on the floor.
Debunked.
This thing wants to come off in the worst way.
And we have another camera problem. So Scott's messing with the camera, and I decided to go out into the hall and just kind of see if I could get something to play peekaboo. I'm gonna step out in the hallway, Scott.
That's fine.
You out in the hall with me? You wanna play a game of peekaboo with me? I'll step behind my door, and then you step out. And we'll take turns, okay?
Ow. Ow, did you hear that?
What?
I just got scratched.
For real?
You didn't hear that?
Well, I heard something. I didn't know it was you getting
I just got
scratched.
scratched right on my back.
For real? Here. And I go in there, and Scott's like, hey, I just got scratched, and like I can, verbally hear a little shaking. I was like, oh. I was expecting when he lifted his shirt up to see like a little, scratch. No, this was 3 solid red lines. Oh, dude, holy shit. You got here. I'm gonna switch this to regular light. Keep your shirt up.
Very recently, a film that was done on this property. The storyline of this film, from what I was told, is that someone gets scratched and becomes possessed by a demon. And supposedly this is the room where she gets scratched and gets possessed. Keep in mind, we did not know this at the time that we were there filming. We found this out later.
So you can kind of see. I need the light again. Definitely make sure we get this. So, it starts here.
Oh, don't touch it. That hurts.
Sorry. Dude, that goes all the way down below your belt line.
Holy crap. I mean, it burns. It hurt when you touched it.
Yeah, no, it's like, usually they don't show up that quick.
I've never been scratched before.
That is very, like, it's not a little scratch.
I've never been scratched.
Do you have your phone with you?
No, it's downstairs.
Well, let's get it on that camera as well. That way we're just...
Oh.
Then give me the light again. You can kind of see it still. Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Yeah, no, that's already bright red. Okay, I got it.
Oh. Yeah, it burns, man. It does not feel good. Here. All right, I'm gonna sit for a sec.
Yeah, take a break.
This just died.
Yeah, no, that's like, I wish I could stop this and show you, but I don't want to stop recording. That's not like a little scratch, Scott.
It hurts, man.
Like you can very clearly see two, and you can faintly kind of see a third one.
I have a very hard time describing what I was feeling in that moment, because for a long time now, when I've done these ghost hunts, I know it's kind of a laughing point with some of the people who know me about how often I get cussed at and cursed at and sworn at and all this stuff. And I know there's some people out there who think I make up, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. I'm not in the business of trying to convince anybody what to believe. But it happens often enough, and I've been wondering for a long time why. Obviously, I wasn't possessed. We're not going to go there. Like, this isn't a Zach Bagans episode. That didn't happen here. But what did happen here is it was like me being stunned. I wasn't sure emotionally what to feel or think in the moment that it happened. It's almost like emotional numbness in a way. It took a good few minutes for it to set in. And then when it did, I was pissed. But I want some answers.
Yeah, that was definitely strange.
Turn down the volume. This is really crack on. All right, who scratched me? I want to know who did it. Come on. I know you guys know how to use these devices.
You messing with our stuff? You mess.
I got news for you. You ain't scaring me out of You ain't scaring me out of here. Who scratched me?
That sounded like, yeah, that sounded like a scream almost.
Somebody was trying to say something.
I almost heard like he did.
Who's he? Dude, my back still hurts.
Yeah. Like I said, dude, that wasn't like a little questionable scratch. That was So for the next like 15 minutes, we tried to run a spirit box. We decided, hey, we're gonna go back to base camp and kind of figure out what the next moves were. Our camera that I was using at the time, completely, same thing, died out of nowhere. And mind you, I was just looking at this and it was well above halfway charged, like almost 3/4 of the way, full. So this is another, tech failure we're having. As we're going down the stairs, we hear these voices. And these aren't like whispers we're hearing. These are full-on voices, like how I'm talking to you right now. And nothing caught it because both of our cameras were down. And this isn't just something that happened just in this bit of the investigation. Throughout the entire night.
Reverse Krampus.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're going down to the gym.
Watch this bottom step when you go down here. I almost fell over and went boom.
So for the next patrol tonight, we decided that we were going to go down and spend some time in the gymnasium trying out the new spirit box that I just got. This spirit box is custom built by Austin Maynard. So we decided, let's fire this baby up and let's give it a go. So it works just like a regular spirit box. And for those of you that don't remember, spirit box is a modified radio that sweeps up and down the AM, FM bandwidth, creating a whole bunch of noise that a spirit can then take and manipulate to communicate with you in real time. There she goes.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Hello, my name's Rex. What's yours? Adam. Well, hi, Adam. How are you? How are you? Can you make that ball on the floor light up for me? No. Well, you did it earlier when I was talking about playing Duck, Duck, Goose. All right, can you tell me what this top color is on the speaker? Yeah, it's a speaker. Can you tell me the name of the gentleman who's in the other room? Yes? Okay. Well, what is it? Pete? No, I don't think it's Pete. Scott? Yeah. Scott? Yeah. Scott? Yeah. That's his name. Good job. How do you know Scott?
Did I just hear my name?
Yeah. It worked.
Effects of this. Okay, let's turn this off. What?
Ooh.
What did it say?
No. I don't know if it was my eye playing a trick on me, but that top row of chairs where that wall in the middle is, I thought I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. So we kind of go into a line of questioning, and out of the corner of my eye, up in the actual auditorium section where people would sit, I catch a very tall, lanky shadow figure.
See me. It just asked if you see me.
Yeah.
Where are you? Stay here.
Careful, Scott, because of the floor.
I know. I got a flashlight.
Yeah, I seen you.
Where are you?
Boom. Yep, don't step there.
Okay, going over there is a bad idea.
You could walk up behind and go around. Just be careful. Scared.
Are you saying I'm scared? All right, I'm going up.
By the time he gets up there, the spirit box is going crazy. It's getting answers, left and right to everything we're asking. Scott, it said your name again.
Ask it what it wants from me. There's a couch, there's a bunch of blankets and shit.
To your right, Scott.
Over here?
Left. Other way. Yep, over there is where I seen it.
Oh man, I got hit with a blast of cold air. Where are you?
Yep, like right in front of you. Did I see you up there?
Where are you? I'm here.
Careful coming any lower, it looks pretty unstable.
I'm on concrete, I'm good right now.
Head back. There.
This row or over here?
I need you to speak loud and clear. Which row?
So as I'm going around to take the long way to get to this hallway, of course the box says my name again. And when I get over there, I go down into the seats and I'm looking around and there's nothing there that seems out of place. All right, tell me, let's play hot and cold. Tell me if I'm getting warmer or colder.
Cold.
Okay.
Hot.
So at this point, I'm just starting to wonder if this thing's just screwing with us for its own entertainment. And I can't say I blame them, because if I'm stuck in a place, I'd probably want some entertainment too. So what's more fun than making a fat guy get a bunch of exercise going up and down a bunch of stairs, running in between different rows of seats looking for something invisible? Where are you? Can you make one of these seats move? Where are you?
Top corner.
Top right? To my right or to my left?
Are you up there with Scott or are you down here with me?
I thought I heard it said top.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard too.
Are you in the hallway? All right, now I'm on this side. I heard Estes. It said Estes. I think it wants us to do an Estes. Yes. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that one. So towards the end of this spirit box session, we got the word Estes to come through, which kind of really, blew my mind a little. That's a spirit recognizing a technique we use. We decide to have Scott do the Estes because the spirits were coming through the device saying his name, saying they wanted him to do an Estes in the gymnasium. Now this goes against what I wanted, because for those of you who have watched, I had to previously go to the dank, dark, spooky place and do an Estes there. Nope, spirits wanted Scott to do it in the pseudo well-lit gymnasium, in the big open space. So who am I to argue with the professionals? Estes? Estes? Who do you want to do the Estes, Rex or Scott? Who do you want to talk to? Scott McCafferty.
Did it say my last name?
It said your last name for sure.
Well, I hate to say it, Rex. Maybe I'm doing it here and you're doing the dark room. All right. You're going to get your wish. For those of you that don't know what an Estes session is, you must be new here. So let me go ahead and explain it for you. This has become one of the most tried and true methods that most paranormal investigators are using right now. And basically, it's a type of sensory deprivation and a type of seance. So you have somebody who sits essentially in a specified spot, and they have a blindfold on and they have noise-canceling headphones. Those headphones are connected to a spirit box, so only they can hear what the spirit box is saying. But they also cannot hear or see anybody else in the room. I gotta admit, this is the first one of these I've ever actually been nervous to do.
It's okay, you're banishing me to the upstairs, so.
I'm not the one who chose to do it down here. I was gonna do it upstairs. I was gonna do the dark, dank, creepy place where I just got the fuck scratched out of me, but.
Listen, you're popular here.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good popular though. Although I don't get the sense, I don't feel threatened down here.
No.
Down here does not feel the same as upstairs.
No. Two totally different feelings. Ready, Scott?
Yeah. If I get in trouble, pull me out. But don't pull me out unless you know for sure I'm in trouble. If we're getting a lot of responses, let it keep going.
Okay. I will use my best judgment.
All right.
Give me a thumbs up when you're good to go.
I'm first. Hey.
Hello. Why did you guys want Scott to talk so bad? How many people are in here right now?
So far, just static. I want you. Female voice.
Is that why you're talking to Scott? Do you know who scratched him?
First down.
How old are you?
71.
Okay, what's your name? You guys were very talkative a minute ago. What changed?
I'm up top.
Who's been messing with our stuff?
I'll deal with you in a minute. I'm outside.
No, I heard a footstep.
I'm cold.
When Scott said that. What's it like where you're at?
There was a response, but I couldn't make it out. It was a male's voice. He sounded panicked. Leave here.
Why?
Why not? That was that was the clearest voice yet. That and the I want you were the two clearest voices so far.
Why do you seem kind of on edge? Is everything all right?
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, right now I am.
Excuse me. Die.
Well, that's not
Have you?
No, I haven't. Well, technically I have, but...
And you? The first observation I can make when starting this Estes session is the voices, for whatever reason, were not as talkative as what they were before we got into it. And then the next thing that stood out was the question asking, are you dead? That's a really interesting question. Then you also have to wonder, does the person who's talking to you know that they're dead?
Who scratched Scott?
Skara? I'm getting little bits of voices here and there, but it's almost all static and no music. So the other thing to think about is after this investigation was done and Rex and I compiled all the footage and we're going through it, there was a moment during my Estes that kind of stood out. That might be an explanation as to why this scratch happened. Rex asked the question, how do you communicate? Or what way do you communicate the best? And then the response was, so my left elbow, but it went away, felt more like a finger, like something flat. And it felt warm.
Do you guys communicate through touch?
Well, that's it. So it's reasonable to draw the conclusion that maybe whatever did this, the way they communicate is through touch. Who's to say that there wasn't a student here who might have been mute? Or maybe they had special needs? Or maybe somebody, for whatever reason, can't communicate in a way that the rest of us can. So maybe this is the way they were trying to reach out to let us know they're there.
Okay, I'm all there. I just got an orb.
Here we go.
So, why don't you guys pull my bracelet then?
Get naked?
No.
It's either naked or make it. I couldn't make it out. Asshole. Why don't you hit me?
No, I'm not gonna hit you. I do.
Get out. Are you moving? Because it just felt like the ground was shaking.
No.
Like very briefly, like similar to when I was upstairs. It feels like
I felt it.
just right around me. It was just shaking like somebody's walking.
I felt that too. At one point, Scott goes, "I felt the floor moving or moving around," and I go, "Yeah, I felt that too." I want you to think back towards the start of the video where I'm trying to set off that cat ball, how hard I was stomping. That floor doesn't move very easily. So for both of us to feel like something's moving in there kind of stood out to me.
I'm outside.
Of the building?
Hello, female voice.
Being that you guys don't seem as talkative as you were a few minutes ago, I'm probably going to pull Scott out here in a couple minutes. Is there anything you guys want to say? Okay, I'm going to pull him out.
Then at least we know the battery's not dead. Where do you want to sit? Go with the checkered print out front. Gotcha. Okay. Hello. How are you tonight?
Rex.
Hey, there we go. Rex finally got his name said.
So many people.
So many people here? Who are some of the people who are here?
Scott.
Yeah, that's me.
Really elongated, whatever, just said your name.
That's me. Who do I have the pleasure of talking with? Did you used to work here?
You.
Were you here when the bodies were left behind? So when Rex sat down to do his Estes in the dark room, I wanted to go immediately after the one mystery we hadn't really spent a whole lot of time investigating yet, and that is what happened to the people who were dumped here. And much like what we ran into with the various people in this town, whatever was talking to us through this Estes session did not want to talk about this at all. Do you know who dropped the bodies off here?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would very much like to know. What is it going to cost me to find out? You'd help a lot of families if you saw who did it.
Here, moron.
I'm not sure why you're calling me a moron, but whatever. Where were the bodies kept when they were dropped off here? Where did they hide them? Were you scared of the killer?
Like I'm gonna answer.
All right, well, that's an honest answer.
Very strong male voice.
What would happen, worst case scenario, if you told me where the bodies were found, what the guy looked like? What would be the downside of telling me?
I just want to note for the camera, like no matter where I move, I can't get comfortable. During my Estes session, I couldn't get comfortable. Within a couple minutes, as I sit down, you can kind of see I'm fidgeting. I was doing everything I could to try to get comfortable. It wasn't because the chair was bad, I just felt like kind of nauseated, vertigo. Like halfway through, I would maybe say, I felt drained, like all the energy in my body just... Now mind you, a couple minutes before this, I drank an energy drink. So I should not be feeling drained. I should feel like I could go run a marathon or fight a grizzly bear. But no, I felt drained.
And the way I explain to him later, it's like someone ripped the soul out of him. It's like he had no energy. Very monotone, very flat affect, which for those of you who don't know, affect is like the way you express emotions. You know, flat affect is typically you see with people who are really depressed or they have very low energy levels. You see it quite a bit in the mental health field. I even asked him about it when I pulled him out of the Estes. I'm like, how are you feeling right now? Because you don't look or sound like your typical you. Because his whole attitude for the rest of the night was completely different.
Rex.
Are you affecting Rex?
Hey.
Hi. Welcome. Pull up a chair, grab a seat. So I know you get a lot of people like us who come here, and I would like to do a little bit better than the other people who come here in terms of not annoying the hell out of you. So what would be a topic you would like to discuss that you're willing to talk about?
Help.
See, I get help a lot when I do these, but no one has told me what kind of help they need. So you got to tell me what kind of help you need. None of you want to talk about anything? I'm going to pull them out here in a minute. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Goodbye.
Then. How do you feel?
Exhausted. Literally feel like all the energy is just...
Yeah, your responses sounded like they were very quiet.
They were.
What is it?
Dick.
Are you calling me a dick or are you calling Rex a dick?
I don't know. When you were doing your Estes, it was calling me some pretty mean stuff.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's your turn the way I look at it. They usually are cussing me out, so it's nice that somebody else gets a turn.
Marco.
I just got hit with a blast of air.
Polo. Well, you know what it could be? I don't want to reach in there because I don't want to reach in there because the motion sensor light. But this is the garage that goes to the outside.
Oh, okay.
And if you kind of stand here, you can feel the breeze.
Yeah, that could be.
Die?
We gotten that a couple times tonight. Doink. Hello.
Is Bob here?
Hold on, don't start yet. I'm not filming. Who's this?
I'm Rex. And then the gentleman over there, his name's Scott.
Hello.
So one of the last things we did throughout the evening was we brought out the boob tube. So this device is a bit controversial, being that it does run through an app, so you get into the kind of conflict of hardware versus like software. So when you're using a digital app or like a software, we don't know what the back end of that program looks like. So what that means for us as investigators, is it going to respond to certain phrases? Or if you stimulate it in a certain way, is it going to respond?
Yeah, that was pretty clear.
Well, Bob. Dead. Well, Bob, if you don't mind, I have a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
Why is it whenever we ask for your name, you guys are being like defensive about it?
That was a heavy thump.
If there's someone down here, can you guys make a loud thump or a bang for us? That way we know you're here.
Just said bang.
I'll tell you what. I know Bob came through a minute ago and talked to me. Bob, can you do me a huge favor? This water in front of me, can you make it ripple?
Yeah, right.
Sure. Female said she can.
If you can't make it ripple, you can also knock over the candle that's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Or glow stick or whatever the hell it is. I think you just said my name again.
You guys sure do like saying Scott's name. Can you try saying mine?
I didn't hear it.
That whispered my name.
I heard a whisper, but I didn't hear what it said.
I didn't catch the R, but I heard X.
I didn't hear it. Are you happy where you are?
Should be.
Can you describe what it looks like where you are? I really don't feel anything.
No, me either. So my closing thoughts on Middle Point School are as follows. From the time I walked into this building, a sense of like unease kind of washed over me. The entire time I was there, it felt different. Usually you go to these locations and it feels, you know, old, but here it felt like unwelcome, which was surprising to me with it being a school.
Rex and I were talking when we were packing up to leave for that night. We were talking about, hey, do we want to come back here or we don't? And this is a typical conversation we have. This is the first time I ever heard Rex be like, I don't really want to come back here. It's hard to be in a place when you don't feel wanted. Rex and I try to be very different in how we approach this. We want to come to a place that we want to reach out to the people that are there and try to find a way to help them, or at the very least, just listen to them. I mean, I tell people this all the time. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you've got that for a reason. Your job, you need to listen twice as much as you need to talk. And people are desperate for someone that'll just listen to them. And to come to a place like this and to get the treatment that we did, it's hard to want to come back here and want to put the time and effort into engaging in a place like this. But maybe that's all the more reason why we have to go back. What if this person who scratched me, what if this really is the only way they know how to communicate? For whatever reason. There could be tons of reasons why. Do I really want to rob that possibility from someone who might desperately need that communication? Again, I didn't get possessed. I didn't get hurt. I didn't feel like I was chased out of there. We were there. That happened very early in the night. We were there for a good 5.5 hours after that, still investigating. So it's not like it destroyed what we were doing while we were there. But if the chance is that we can give somebody that opportunity to talk or say something that they want to say, maybe we do need to go back sooner rather than later.